This was bestowed upon me by the community people based on the different activities that I get to do through our God. In addition to that, in the last election, I sought for a political seat and I sought to represent the people of Migosi Ward at the Kisumu County. Over and above that, I'm also a host of Linda Ogweno show. You can also find time and look at that, where I train aspirants on politics and political processes. In addition to that, I also do civic education and I also do voter education. I'm also a businesswoman. I'll do my business here within Kisumu County and also within Migosi Ward. The others, I'm also blessed. I'm a mother, I'm a sister, and I'm also a church person. So, for the introduction, that is who I am. Yes.
So you're saying the residents of Migosi Ward
Yes.
are some of the downfalls, achievements you've seen so far.
Mm. Oh, okay. I have been privileged to have been brought up in Migosi. I went to Ezra Gumbe. Actually, I started with Kondele Primary School. Then I went to Ezra Gumbe Primary. Then I transitioned to Asumbi Girls. After that, I came, I'd say, my work life, a good part of my work life I've lived with Migosi. So I know Migosi for a number of years, from my childhood dreams to date. One of the biggest challenges that is affecting the residents of Migosi is things to do with the drainage and the sewer lines, and that has been a thorny issue for a very long time. In the modern day and age, you find issues to do with insecurity. They have remained a thorny issue. You find issues to do with lack of access of amenities that are very, very important. For example, Migosi right now has a big population of the middle class. It has both the low class and the low income areas and the middle class. But you find there's also middle class. So because of that challenge, you find you have a lot of, currently you have a lot of single parents. And these parents have to go, fend for food and at the same time take care of children. So then you have children being left without parental guidance. And so one of the challenges that are affecting Migosi is you find young boys and girls getting involved in either drugs or risky behaviors at a very young age, and that is something that is also affecting Migosi. The other thing that has been there that we have not found an answer from the county government, and we have really tried to seek it, is some of the developments that were done back in the day but are still there. A good example is the quarry site. There's a very huge quarry site, and this was dug, I think, in the 60s. And the government has not refilled it, and we're also not getting an answer. And that quarry site is honestly a health hazard and is not being used for very good reasons. So those are some of the, apart from the other common challenges that are affecting the rest of Kisumu County, things to do with unemployment. Those are there within the ward. Things to do with poverty. Those are now cross-cutting the rest of Kisumu and even Kenya at large. Those are problems that we also experience this side. Yes.
So the downfall of all this, who is to blame?
Well, I think the government takes the bigger responsibility of holding the part in it, because those challenges, if you look, it's coming from the planning. Apart from the planning, it comes with corruption. We have places in Migosi that were designated as playing areas for children that have since been grabbed by private developers, and you find now that is no longer there. When you're talking about sewer, the problem of the drainage, you find that people have built houses and structures where they were not supposed to, and these people have licenses from the government. So the government plays a very huge part in the challenges being there. When it comes to developmental issues, like things like street lights, those are things that fully lie in the hands of the county government. If you're talking about roads and those feeder roads and their developments, they completely lie in the hands of the government, especially the county government. The other thing I have witnessed within Migosi, you find that when contractors are given maybe a road to build, they don't do standard jobs. So in a few years down the line, the road again becomes depleted, and we go back to where we were. So when we're talking about things not being done to the standard, again we come back to the county government. Implementation is poor. Of course, we can't point all the fingers to the government. As a people, we also have a responsibility, and I think we are the people who do the elections, and I think we'll take the responsibility of the people that we elect, and maybe we can have that conversation deeper. But as a people also, our leadership reflects who we are, and we're the ones who elect our leaders. So if our leaders have failed, then also the other side of the coin is we as a people have also failed when we are doing the vetting, when we are electing our leaders. Yeah.
So if the leadership is to be blamed, seems like is it that the political system is craving for a better president?
I think as I've said, we need to do better. We Kisumu County and Migosi Ward largely we are Luo by tribe, and therefore we have been in the ODM party for the longest of time. And one of the things that has plagued us being members of the ODM party is shambolic party nomination, political party nomination. And you find that because we have shambolic party nomination, then the people whom you would term as good leaders do not get to get elected. And the ones you'd call bad leaders are the ones who get elected, and therefore they get these seats. So we also see the leaders whom we elect, therefore, do not end up working for the people, but they take the interest of the party and put it forehand. They put it before the interest of the people. So that is one of the things that has affected us. I think time has come when now we need to question what we have been doing, how has it been working for us. We need to do an audit and check going forward what lessons can we learn from the mistakes we have done, so that going forward we are able to do better. I've mentioned party nomination. So one of the ways, the things we can improve on is to have better political party nomination. In addition to that, to allow more civic space and more democracy to be allowed within Kisumu County and to be allowed within Migosi. What do I mean by that? You find that other political parties have been there, but their strength have not been felt. I think it is now time for other political parties to also rise to the occasion and battle it out within this particular region, so that people are spoiled for choice. There is this. When you go to a restaurant, you're given a menu, so you're able to sample the different dishes within the menu. So even democratically, I'm hoping to see in the next election where the menu for the political parties will have all of them, and therefore electorates are able to make a better informed decision. Apart from that, also I want to appeal to people who feel that they are better leaders, because you find sometimes even the ones who know they are good leaders, they don't vie. Now, if you don't vie, people cannot elect you if you've not vied. Yeah, so I want to challenge those ones to come up, especially the young people, because even in Kisumu County, if you look at the representation of the young people, even within the assembly, they are not there. I think only the nominated young people are the ones who are there, but elected, we're struggling to find them. I don't even think there is one, but I stand guided on that. So even young people to come up and vie for this position, so that they are represented within those spaces. If you look at even women, Kisumu County at large has only one woman out of the 7 sub-counties elected. So that is a very dismal number. Yet if you look at our history as Kisumu County, we had the first female mayor. We also had the first female MP. But now you'd expect that years down the line, we'd have more women being elected. But that is not the case. So even women need to come out and vie. Before they say the things are bad and whatnot, and they lament, they also need to come out and vie. And then now we can look at the other things that are now hindering women from participating in the political arena. So those are some of the things that I would want to see going forward, so that it can be able to right the wrongs that we have done. Yeah.
You mentioned that it's because of the symbolic party nominations. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think by the exit of
Mm-hmm.
people are going to have like relief to choose whom they really want?
I think ODM as a party should have matured by now. 20 years of existence is enough experience. And I feel disappointed. I also felt disappointed in the last election that ODM had not learned enough lessons to hold free, fair, and credible party nominations. So I hope that in the coming elections they'll be able to do that, because all of us, me included, you included, we want IEBC to give us free, fair, credible, and justifiable elections. That's what we want. why don't we have the same standards being upheld for small, for political parties? I believe if political parties are able to do the right thing, then it will be very easy for it to transcend to the national level. The passing away of Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga first was a blow to the entire country, but I think it was a bigger blow to the people of Kisumu County and the people of Nyanza region at large. But I think he ran his race, and I think he did that which he could do at his time. I think the challenge is now for us who are alive to take the baton from him and to move forward. What I feel is going to, what I hope and I've seen even right now as we are speaking, is that there's some infighting within ODM. So I foresee the party splitting. Um, to how many pieces only God can tell, because I'm not a prophet of the future. But with the exit, I would not say to the with the exit of Baba, again in political parties within Kenya, you find that political parties are associated with an individual. If I say UDA, you'd easily think of the president, our current president. If I say DCP, you'd easily associate it with our former deputy president. The same way, if I said ODM, you'd have associated with our Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. So what we have seen in Kenya is that once the person who's associated with that political party exits from that political party for one way or the other, then that party dies. Somehow it just finds itself dying. So that is a risk that I think ODM faces with the exit of Baba. It faces that history, the reality of the history. Yes.
Is it that we are not just facing it like there's a faction that is feeling that the exit of Baba people are going to be relieved so that we choose the people we feel we want instead of the 60s stuff. So is it that we are just putting everything under the carpet instead of just putting it out there? Baba used to bring us choosing the people we want.
I've talked about the challenges of that were coming through the nomination, and it made us elect people per se, because like the 6 piece was very strong this side, and so democratically, yes, there's a level that we felt choked, and there are people who felt options are not there. But Joluo, because I come from Luo, let me just say Joluo actually Conchel Chagweno, Conchel Chaogwang. On the other hand, we have also seen people being elected on other parties or as independent candidates. For example, in Kisumu East, Shakir Shabir, the current MP, has been elected more than once within this area, meaning he has defied the odds. So as we look at all this, there's another person who has defied. And I even think in the current county assembly, we have somebody who was elected on an independent candidate, in an independent ticket. So for me, this poses a challenge of the people who have been vying. Have they believed in themselves so much so that they go for it regardless of what the party has done? So that even if the party does not give them the party nomination certificate, they believe in themselves to still continue vying using alternative routes. I think that is where the challenge has been as well. So now that the ones who felt that the party was choking them, and I've already said that I foresee that the party, ODM party, breaking down into smaller pieces, then now it's an opportunity. Okay, for the ones who are saying that the party was hindering them, now it's an opportunity to now come up if that is what was hindering them. But I believe that if you believe in yourself, you believe in your candidature, and you have the support of the people, then you go for it. If you feel ODM is not giving you the space for it, then you go with other political parties. I think we have 96 political parties currently in Kenya. So you're spoiled for choice. Yes.
Do you think the current ODM leadership will still give people, they still have gatekeepers?
I think so. 100% yes. If I look at ODM and the current party leader, and I look at the way he got that party leadership, I see gatekeepers being there. I see a certain way they want to still retain status quo and the way things used to be done. Yes, if I look at and that is one of the reasons there is grumbling in here, because they have a constitution that defines how somebody like the party leader is supposed to be elected, which I didn't see being honored when the current party leader was being given that position. And that's why I think right now there's a grumble in between, and people are calling for the neck, so that people can jostle for that particular position. So yes, there's a way people still want to maintain things and things be done in a particular way. And I think also that is also playing on to it being breaking, because you find the tribal narratives is trying to rear its head within the party. You find the people from that tribe want to say, us from this region within the ODM party, this is the way we used to do our thing. Us as the Luos, and one of the problems that ODM is facing right now is that it's coming out more or less of a Luo political party. They're sidelining the other tribes, which I think is also is a real threat that they're currently facing. Yeah.
And due to the fact that now they've just to be turn up from one side to the other, do you think the middle will hold?
I don't think the middle would hold, but that is for us to watch and see. The jostling and tossling is normal for when a giant exits. That is normal, but I don't think the center will hold, because the young people are the backbone of this country right now. And if you look at the top leadership of the ODM, you're not seeing young people being represented. So I fear that the party is not representing a majority of the population within the country. And as I've said, because they are not following the party constitution as they should, they choose when to follow it and choose when not to follow it, then that wrangling will just keep being there. Yes, so they have lessons to learn and areas to mend. But yeah, I'm not a member of the ODM, so I just wish them well right now.
So let's come back to Gossip.
Yes.
I understand that the previous leadership was actually chosen to be the one of area.
Yes.
What are some of the pain points as a young person you feel need to be changed in Gossip?
I think I've already said some when I was mentioning the challenges, because these are challenges that are very alive and real right now. One of the things I really don't like is the way public participation is done. Public participation is supposed to be for the people, for people to come and say what which they want to do. What I've seen as the practice in Migosi currently, and this is going on, is that public participation is left to a handful of people. Even if you want to go attend it, you are sidelined from it. And you find that this handful of people who perennially are the ones who are attending public participation are people who have been chosen to attend it with a certain agenda. They are not there to represent the views of the Mwananchi. They are not there to speak on behalf of everybody else. They have been selected by a certain class of people to go and represent the view of the leader who has chosen them to go and be there. And I feel that is unfair. Let me give you an example. Migosi Hospital was painted. The whole of the walls of Migosi Hospital was painted, I think, the other year at 4 million. Yet the hospital itself does not even have equipment. So how do you renovate the wall of a hospital when the hospital itself does not even have equipment? But when you go back and look at the public participation, as it boils back to a handful of people who are selected to go say that. Right now, and I think if I am right, they're supposed to again paint the male ward. You know, how are you painting the ward? You're painting the wall of the ward, and the ward itself does not have equipment. It goes back because the county activities are done using public participation. People come and say what they want to be done, and then it is passed. So I am really afraid that Migosi has what you call budgeted corruption. Budgeted corruption is looking for those projects that you can easily siphon money from. You know, like you paint a wall at 4 million, even if you go paint it at 200 million, you know, you get what I'm saying. It's very easy to get that. And if you look at even the people who are in these committees, because for project usually you have a community person who represents the community and assigning it off. When you go back down, it goes back to who was appointed, who selected them, and what was their interest. So I am afraid I don't see the people of Migosi being represented. I've just come from a school right now to drop the highest girl of Ezra Primary School had not reported a grade 10. She's reporting for her grade 10. She was the highest scoring student at Ezra Primary School. And we are just grateful that at least the government said, let all children go to school. So she's gone, but she doesn't have the necessary We've even left her without a mattress, and now is when we are scampering what we can get. But if the structure was working, you see, that is a top child, that is a top student. That is not even a student who should be at home. You get what I'm saying? If the systems were working and structures were working, those are the people who should be getting bursary. If the top student is at home, not gone to school, who is being given bursary? Yet and she's a girl. The other day, and I think that's where you got my contact, I was dropping now the second highest from Ezra Gumbe Primary School at Ngia Girls. So we are only stepping in because the leadership is not doing whatever it's supposed to do. And if you look at structures, even from we have bursaries being given by the MP, because education support falls under the MP, and they have that bursary allocation. But the MP takes and divides it for every ward. This is your allocation, this is your allocation. The ones who are getting it from Migosi, who are they? Because I know the ones who are genuinely supposed to get it are not getting it. The other day, there's a woman whose house burnt down. Everything burnt. Everything went. I found myself there having to, where do they start? Where do they go? Where does life start? Any other thing? Where's the leadership? Migosi is a very small ward. That is the funny thing about Migosi. It's an extremely small ward. It starts from Kaoshia to Kondele, then to that road is called what? Kakamega Road. That is Migosi for you. It is not a very big place. So if leadership cannot be there when the issues that are real to people, because right now the real issue that is affecting people is school. It is school, grade 10, as in everybody is talking about going back to school right now. If that is the pressing need that now we are not seeing the leadership, then it is very disappointing. And for the things that can make Migosi work and become better, I also see it lacking. I see a lot of handouts, and that really frustrates me. I don't think that is a Migosi issue only. I think it's an issue for the entire Kisumu. So allow me to digress, because it is one of the things that for me I feel really bad about. Because you find a politician or a leader has lined people in a queue, giving them handouts. At the end of that exercise, they have spent thousands and sometimes millions of money. You go home with maybe 200 shillings. You'll just eat it and go. Why can't this leader decide to do one project within that community that will forever remove their problems? Let me give you an example. A community library. Growing up myself, I used to go all the way to town to access it's called what, National Center, Social Center, National Library, sorry. Why can't we have a community library within Migosi Ward? So that as Linda, I'm looking for how I'm fending for my kids can be going there to the library and getting something. Why can't we have a resource center? Instead, you find leaders queuing people and giving them handouts. Do you know there's no public toilet in Migosi, especially Kondele? Can you imagine that entire population of Kondele? There's no public toilet. Can you imagine Kondele, the famous Kondele? There is no public toilet. All those traders, where do they go? That is a very pressing issue for the people there, and that place has a huge number, and you have all types of traders there. Instead, what are our leaders resorting to? To giving handouts. There's a day I went to Kondele Primary School. There was a block that was to be built. So it was the groundbreaking. You can imagine. So yeah, groundbreaking has happened. It's nice. After the groundbreaking, parents were queuing and they were being given handouts. And I'm like, and even the parents themselves are taking, and at that time, the toilet for the school, Kondele Primary, was falling down, was in a very dilapidated situation. So you imagine this parent is taking 200, and yet this parent is the one whose child comes to this school, because Meheshimiwa, their children does not go to Kondele. It is you who's taking 200, who your child is coming, and that is the toilet that is breaking, and you're taking 200. If all of you are given that money is more than enough to either renovate that toilet or make sure that there's a newer one that will serve all those people. So that is what I find lacking. People go for these small handouts instead of demanding for them to be done for something that is going to assist them, and once and for all, that is going to, if you give me 200, it will end. But if you build that toilet, my child is able to use it time in time again. When we come to Migosi Hospital, hapo sasa hata tutaongea mpaka kesho. The problems are from here to Timbuktu. But now when we come to participation, we paint the wall. We don't even have an ambulance in Migosi Hospital. We don't. Migosi is a level 4 hospital. Migosi is in the same level as Lumumba. Can you compare Lumumba with Migosi? We are way too behind. But why? When people go to public participation, those are the things that bedevil us. Yes.
So I'll say you've mentioned public participation, you've mentioned health, some education. How about security?
Security is, I think I mentioned it at the beginning. Security is very, very, wow, it is wanting when it comes to Migosi. And I think I also tied it to drug addiction, because you have, especially right now, you have young people getting into drugs, but also politicians are playing a part in this insecurity. Let me explain for you why. When I say we, I mean politician. You know, I'm also wear political hat. Politicians, when they hire people, they want to get in a venue, so they want to get in bogi, they're called bogi, yeah. So they hire even very young boys. They don't look at the age restriction. They don't look at you, you're still underage, you can't be participating here, you should be in school. So anyone and everybody goes. And when they hire their security team, so you find that normally there's a lot of drugs that are taken in that environment. So young boys start taking drugs at an early age. But today the politician is there today, tomorrow they are not there. What is this young boy going to use? Because remember, they have already started taking drugs. So what are they going to use? Because now they're already intoxicated. So they are playing a part in that. In now these boys now get involved in unhealthy behaviors. One of them being insecurity. In addition to that, you find that when somebody is arrested, especially in this Kisumu County, who bails them out? Who removes them from the police station? Who calls the OCS and tells the OCS, kijana wangu ako hapo, mtoe, at a little token? It is the politicians. So that's why I say the politicians also play a part in this insecurity. But insecurity is very high. In Migosi, I think walking past 10 is you're really, really at a risk. And yes, that is one of the problems that the community has and needs to address. Yeah.
So you as a young person who's aspiring to make Legacy a better place, how far have you gone with petitions to change all these things you mentioned?
Yes. One of the things I do, and as you've noticed, I don't like lamenting all the time. I like, what can I do? Yeah, I could be limited in capacity, but God has given me something, and the God I serve always uses that which you have in your hand. If I go a bit biblical, Moses had a stick, God used the stick. If you find the woman who had little oil, that is what God used. And even David had a slingshot. So one of the things, given an opportunity, I always go to public participation. Even if you don't invite me and I know about it, I come. I don't care. I will come. And I will speak my mind, and I will speak on behalf of the people. And one of the things I have seen, and I can take credit for, is I have seen and I can count for you 1, 2, 3 projects that have been done within Migosi, and that were as a result of just me going and speaking. And I will not only do it for Migosi, I even do it for Kisumu County. Even when public participation of this policy documents come, as long as I am invited, and even if I know about it, even if you don't invite me, I will come and I will represent the people. And for me, that has really helped me. And I believe, and I want to challenge anybody out there who thinks leadership is about money. Leadership is just about having the desire to represent your people. When I go for public participation, I don't use money, especially if it's a place I can just walk. I don't use money. But if I go to town, maybe it's just that transport I use to town and back. So I'm using that which God has given me, and I've seen things being done. Even today, I've told you, I've taken a girl to school. The biggest thing I think probably I spent on was the fare, because the guardian did not even have fare. And that is from the little resources that God has given me. But as far as her being admitted, and we are still looking for bursaries. Now that one, God, if I couldn't, the way I'm talking like this, even somebody out there will say, I want to sponsor that girl. I have seen that happening. So even the girl we took to Nia, now the girl we took to Nia was even paid for completely. What did I do? I just called a journalist and I told a journalist we have this story. And the story was aired. And the girl is in school today. Her school fee is fully paid for. So me, most of the time, I use what I have. My God-given talent is, one, I can speak. And so I represent the people. And when you bring a challenge to me, even if I don't have the money, that has never stopped me. I just said, you have brought it to me, and I tell God, this is your child. Use me so that I'm able to serve them. And I've seen God opening doors, using me just like a servant, or just as a door, to help whoever has come. So that is what I do. But I continue also pushing. I don't think is there maandamano in this Kisumu that I've not attended? Especially the last one. I was in Gen Z, I was in all those ones, even the commemoration. I think there's even a maandamano I was alone in town. Yeah, and so I go and I say, if the only thing I can do to represent my people is going for maandamano, then I go, because somebody else maybe is in the hospital, they are not able to, somebody else maybe is dead. And sometimes that is what I mean, representing your people. When you go, you tell the authorities, this is happening wrongly in Migosi, or this is happening wrongly in Kisumu, or this is happening wrongly in Kenya. We are not happy as the young people with the way things are going. And I continue doing that. Like right now, if you give me an opportunity, I will really speak about education, because the way the education system has been structured right now, it is not sustainable. It is hurting our children, it is hurting the parents, and more children are not, the ones who are going to school compared to the ones who are not going. We have to address the inequality in education. And that is not even a Migosi problem only. That is a Kisumu County problem and an entire Kenya problem. We have to address education. This thing of MP giving bursary, I don't know who giving bursary. We have to consolidate all that money together and make sure education is accessible. Because as it's Nelson Mandela who said that education is an equalizer. We have to give our chance to our everybody, especially people who come from low income areas. Those people, the only thing that they have is education. So we have to make it accessible to all of them. This thing of kwenda kwa MP and you're asking for CG, that thing is not sustainable, and it makes people beggars. You know, according to the constitution, sovereignty belongs to the people. It is the people who have the power. Yet you find that bursary has turned you into a beggar. Instead of going to that member of parliament because you have power, now you go to beg. To be helped. And you see, because most people want to be helped, the member of parliament can only give maybe 3,000. 3,000, right now the requirements are almost 100,000. To register a child right now for grade 10, you need something close to 100,000 plus the school fees. If somebody has given you 3,000, where are you going with the rest of it? So we have to address the issue of education. It is hurting everybody.
Speaking of handouts, actually politicians doing things they're not supposed to do is a national thing. Do you think your voice will reach up there and one day change?
I believe so. If I look at history, first let me start. I'm a child of God. So if I look at the Bible and I look at Jesus was one person, and he was able to affect the world, and he's still affecting our world today. And there's so many examples in the Bible where he did not take a crowd. God does not work with a crowd. God works with one person who is willing to honor the call. That one person, that one Moses, that one David, they're able to change the narrative. That one Noah. But even if you look at our history as a people, if you look at the Martin Luther Kings, he was one person. He was able to change and bring all that change to activism. If we come to even Kenya, we have enough people that we can set as an example. What I believe is the passion, because all of us, hata wewe utakubaliana na mimi, that this handout is hurting us. It is hurting all of us. Be it the aspirant, be it the politician, be it the people on the grassroots. Because once you elect them, if you go tell a politician, I want this road, they tell you the road is in your stomach. I already finished with you, I gave you the money. So it's taking your voice. You can't hold them accountable. As I said previously, it's making you into a beggar. And then it's also making the aspirant go and get money that is questionable. You know, we don't know where they've gotten this money. I'm not saying all of them have gotten it through illicit means, but the point is we don't know where they've gotten this money. Maybe they have gotten it through illicit means. But now we are electing somebody whom we don't know, and we are leaving the one that we know. So it is hurting all of us. It is contributing to us having bad leaders. Then our leaders are not concentrating on working for us. They're just concentrating on getting money to come and give us as handouts. Money to come and give us as handouts. And I've given you a very good example of Kondele Primary School. This leader is coming to give you handouts instead of fixing that problem that you have. We've been in Kisumu. We've had Nyando. Ever since I was a small girl, I used to hear, Serikali Saidia, Serikali Saidia. Now I'm a big woman. I still hear, Serikali Saidia. If you go down to the bottom of it, what does it come to? Leaders don't want to just fix it so that when it rains, Then they come with a few blankets. Then we go clap for them and start saying, oh, Nani is nice because they've come with a few blankets. Yet that leader has the capacity to make sure that that problem never ever occurs for the rest of your life. So handouts is the problem, and it's affecting everybody. Yeah.
So you're talking so powerful against me. You said you've gone to many places. That's the everybody before the Gen Z told us that wait, this is the way. But when you saw in the by-election, the Gen Z never came out to vote, and they are not even taking it. Is it a lecture?
This is what I'm going to tell you, and take this to the bank. Gen Zs retreated, but they didn't surrender. Take it to the bank, and I repeat, they retreated, but they didn't surrender. They are there. They can come up at any time. I believe where the gap is they don't have an alternative. If they look at the leaders who are there, is there an alternative? If they look at even the ones who are contesting for, let's say the ones who have come out for the presidential race, if they look, they don't see an alternative that they can rally behind. You get what I'm saying? But let me bring it back home. Let me bring it to Kisumu County. The people who are vying for gubernatorial race in Kisumu County, really, who is the alternative that we have? You know, all of them are putting people in queues like this and giving them handouts. There's no alternative. And I believe that if you come out as the alternative, they'll vote you in. I told you I vied in the last election. Do you know me? I don't give handouts. I don't. Out of principle, I don't. And I've already explained for you why. And I used to go door to door and just talk to people and convince them. And to date, I got a lot of support, especially from Kondele. Do you know Kondele? My banners were put, if I tell you, I never used to pay for my banners to be hanged in Kondele. Nobody can believe. I'm even bringing out a secret that people don't know. They did. They said, we like you. We like you. You're the only honest one. You're the only one who has told us a different thing. For that reason, we will do it for you for free. If Kondele, the hotbed of Kisumu County, could do it for me, I'm not talking somebody else, for free. Even right now, if I go to Kondele, I just stop, we laugh. They're like, uko wapi? You uko wapi? Later. Eh? If they can do it for me for free, it is possible. The only thing that we have is that we don't have people giving alternative. If I stand as Linda as an alternative, they will vote for me as the alternative. And me, that is what I have decided. I am standing as an alternative, no giving handouts. And I'm asking and imploring anybody out there who wants to join me in this narrative, to change it, to come and join me so that we are able to convince our people. If you look at the other regions within Kenya, there's like that Toto who was voted for without nothing. We hear people, somebody was used to sell charcoal, was voted. Why is it that cannot happen in Luo Nyanza? Are we not human beings? We are. The only problem is that the alternatives are not rising. We are not having people just standing and saying, me, I do not have the cash, but I have the vision, I have the passion, and sell it. Trust me, people are looking for better leadership. People are looking for alternative leadership. If you come out, they will vote for you. So I can tell you, Gen Z will take votes. You can take this to the bank. They will take it, and watch out. The people who are going to change the 2027 narrative are the Gen Zs and are the young people in this country. Look at even the ODM split. I don't want to go back to ODM, but allow me to. When the daughter and Babus and Nani went and formed the other rallies, did you see their rallies? The way it was spontaneous. It resonated with the people. But if you look at this other side, they're not relating, they're not spontaneous to the people. For the first time I saw Kisumu County, people had to be given money to go for an ODM rally. Which one? Kisumu County, this one. When Baba was alive, when were we ever given a shilling to go attend an ODM rally? No day. But this one that happened the other day here, I saw. And don't tell me you didn't see yourself. I saw people had to be given money to go for a rally. What does that tell you? It tells you that the ground has shifted. Now Kisumu County, we have to be paid to go for an ODM rally. The ground has shifted. Things are not business as usual. And yes, mbele iko sawa, and mbele iko na the young people.
So, just take you back a little bit on the handouts. Is it that you're not giving handouts just so you fail?
I felt because ODM walinifanyia ile kitu. Waliniosha mwosho safi, wakanisugua na brush, wakanisok kwa jik, wakamaliza wakanihang na pegs. Bwana, nilitoka hapo kama mimi ni msafi kama pamba. I'm done answering.
No problem. So now, is Linda giving a shot at doing this kind of
Definitely, definitely,
press
and from what you have heard, I've spoken about, and from the experiences and the things I've gone through and participating and whatnot, we have a leadership problem. We honestly, Kisumu County, Migosi, Kenya, the problem, and even Africa. Even if I touch a bit on Africa, if you look at the way God created Africa, all the resources were given to Africa. Yet we are the third world continent. We are supposed to be first world because we are the ones who have the resources, but we are third world. Why are we third world? It boils down to leadership. Even if you look at the history, how the colonialists came, how did the colonialists conquer us? Through our own leaders. It is our own leaders who betrayed us. So if you look at leadership is a thorny issue. And me, I believe that you cannot see a problem and you don't want to be part of the solution. So me, I want to be part of the solution. I will definitely be throwing myself in the ring come 2027. But in the meantime, I am not very focused on campaigning. I'm very focused on serving the people. As I'm speaking, there's a girl I was told, brought to my attention, has been in the hospital for 2 months. She delivered. She cannot come out of the hospital for 2 months because they cannot afford it. So I cannot start campaigning, and that is a very pressing problem. You get what I'm saying? There are pressing problems that are hurting my people right now, and I believe that is what I should be doing now. Time ya campaign itakuja 2027, iko ABC imetupatia kalenda, hiyo time itakuja, but this is not the time to campaign. This is the time to work for the people, and this is the time to solve the pressing problems that are currently there right now.
So are you still maybe temporary for you to drop the manifesto or whatever?
I told you the right time will come. And when you people just want to host me for one day, you have to host me again, one. So you have to invite me again so that now we talk politics. At the time of politics, we will talk politics. But for me, I feel this is not the time, and it will draw my attention and start having other conversations that for me are not very important right now. What is important right now, as I said, is the pressing community problems that are there. I told you through my platform, I do civic and voter education, because you see, an aspirant can be the right aspirant, but if the voter does not know what to do, then they'll still vote for that other person and leave this right one. So we need a lot of civic education. We need a lot of voter education. That is where a lot of my energy is at, because our people need to know. Again, I can't be one good leader. When you go to county government or the national government, it's about passing bills. It's about numbers. So you need more people to come in so that legislation is changed. So I'm hoping to change you, and the one who's watching. I'm hoping to change and influence more people so that we're able to go to that house. So now we are able to change policy on the decision-making table. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the people of, just in a nutshell, as we wrap up now,
Yeah.
for the people of Migos,
Mm-hmm.
what last word do you have to the residents
Mm-hmm.
and also, to the voters and also the leadership?
Okay.
We can start with the leadership and then go the voter and then leadership.
Okay. To the people of Migosi Ward and to the people of Kisumu County by extension, this is what I want to urge you to do. I want to urge you that right now, currently, be very involved, especially in the civic space. Know what is happening. Let's not be people who want to be given money to do that which is right. For example, sometimes you get some people not coming to public participation because they are saying there's no money that they are being given. That is where the decision is being made. So go to that public participation and air out your opinion. If there's like mashinani, it's called whatever huduma mashinani, I think, for Kisumu County. If it's coming to Migosi, come and air out. Just speak your truth so that you're able to have that Migosi that you want to see. Stop seeing like it's somebody else's responsibility. Stop pointing fingers at somebody else. Remember, when you point a finger like this, 4 fingers are these ones, the rest of these are pointing back at you, meaning there's something that you're able to do. Now, to the larger Kisumu County, in the next election, I want you do not vote for people based on handouts. Vote for somebody based on what have they done, and this does not have to be what have they done, what have they stood for, what have they fought for, what have they been there. Like, look at somebody's track record and use that to vote for them. Genuine leadership is not about how much money that person has given you. Genuine leadership is about how much that person has worked for you without money. so that when they are given money, now they'll even be able to do more than that. So I want to beg you and implore you that this time look for different. I also want to ask the aspirants who will be vying in the next election, especially from Kisumu County. I want to welcome you. I have stood here as Linda to say I am standing and I'm saying no to giving people handouts. I want to welcome you to come and join me in this movement. And to the voters out there, allow us to come and speak to you and to move. If we don't give you handouts, do not attack us, because this happened to me in the last election. I was attacked physically and I was asked, why, who do you think you are not to give us handouts? And that was an experience that was not very nice for me. So do not attack us. Just know we are giving alternative leadership, and we're offering you alternative leadership. Give us an ear if you can't. If you can't, just also walk away and let us do that. But I believe I'm a child of Migosi ward. I always say Anyathi Migosi, Monyol Migosi, Somo Migosi, Odongo Migosi, Otio Migosi, Nyocha Chung Migosi, Nyocha Rem Migosi, Barachaka Duogo. Akwayo ni mondo umia opportunity kasa oromo mondo watuag tuagni. Nejo Kisumu County, Bwana, time has come for better leadership, for alternative leadership. They say we are the leaders of tomorrow. No, 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 no. We are the leaders of today. We have been born, we are here, we are alive, we are kicking. And Kisumu County is our business. We are leading from the front. As Linda, I am leading from the front to bring the change that is required in Kisumu County. Kisumu County and Luo Nyanza, we are the brightest. Like, as we woke up and we found ourselves with brain. But if we look at Kisumu County compared to the other counties, we are lagging behind. Like Kisumu County nowadays goes to benchmark to other counties instead of the other counties coming. We are lagging behind, and what is making us lag behind is lack of leadership, and this is contributed to by Yuko Jamna. So I am saying no to Yuko Jamna, no to Yogo Yogo, and I am standing in front. Give me a chance and let us change this Kisumu County to be the Kisumu County that you want to see. And I'd like to finish by saying God bless you, and thank you very much, Phoenix TV, for the work you have done, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Continue doing the good job. And I wanted to finish by saying God bless Phoenix TV, God bless Migosi Ward, God bless Kisumu County, and God bless Kenya. Dungwacheke.